this is, I guess, the 25th today, for multiple different reasons, it's a TAXSTONE day. R.I.P. Banger, definitely want to say that. But for multiple different reasons, this is the TAXSTONE day. So give me 1 second. I have something over here I'm trying to plug in. I hope I went live on the right account. Shit, all right? What up, NASDAQ? How you doing today, my brother? Yeah, so I had to plug in the judges sheet. So today's a TAXSTONE day anyway, I guess. So let's have some TAXSTONE conversation. Let's chop it up. I guess I'll chill around here for a minute while we do this conversation. Let's have a TAXSTONE conversation. It has been rescheduled. Allegedly, it's for June 20th. I just came out the building, but I told y'all that. Somebody had came into the chat. They was like, it had got rescheduled. So that's why we weren't in a rush this morning. I'm happy that that person was not trolling and that they was telling the truth. Because other than that, I would have been caught. I was doing the wrong thing. But since that person was not trolling and they was just saying some shit that's absolutely the truth, so that means that we on point with this. All right, let's go. Anyway, in any regard, what up, Champagne? What up, The Few? So in any regard, that's what that is. So come on, let's go. Let's have a little bit of conversation about the TAXSTONE situation. So he's going to sentencing. Once again, I do not believe that he's going to get the maximum. I don't think that this is one of those situations that you could think that he would get the maximum. I don't see why that would be what they would give him. And once again, I'm going to go over a couple of reasons why I don't believe he will get the maximum. I'm not saying that he isn't. I'm also saying that he isn't going to get the minimum. Hell, as far as we know, he could get a suspended sentence as far as we know. So we don't know what might happen. A judge could do anything, fam. People forget judges could suspend sentencing. People seem to think that a judge has to, like a judge could suspend your sentence, fam. That happens all the time. So we don't know what might go on. We don't know if it's going to be minimum, which I just doubt. I'm sorry about that for everybody that's a TAXSTONE fan. We don't know if it's going to be the max. I'm sorry for that, everybody that want to see all the bad things happen to this man. And another caveat that could be thrown in there, do remember that they suspend sentences, fam. So his sentence they could give him 1,000,000 years, and then the judge say, sentence suspended, bam, go home. We don't know what's gonna happen. You feel me? Reasons why they will possibly, or reason why there's a possibility that the sentence might get not suspended, but why he wouldn't get the maximum is, one of the things that we have to realize is that a court of law look at everybody's involvement. So the prosecutor isn't necessarily doing this. The jury isn't necessarily doing this, but the judge is. The judge has to always make sure that the letter of the law is followed. That's the judge's job. So there's things that can be overlooked by the jury. There's things that could be ignored by the prosecution. But at the end of the day, if the judge is an honest judge, they're going to take these things into consideration whenever we're talking about sentencing. So one of the things that you have to understand is, in this particular situation, and this is what the things that makes self-defense so difficult to win, just difficult in court to win, just in general, is and the thing that makes this situation so difficult. Why don't we walk uptown? Is basically, just so we can be clear, the individual that lost his life in this tragedy. What up, Gary? The Gerd. What up, Gerd? This person that lost their life in this absolute tragedy. Possibly, just so we could be clear, it could be seen as, and this is because of and I want to be clear about this. This is because of the testimony, direct testimony that was given in court. This has nothing to do with what his defense attorney said. This has nothing to do with prosecutors' evidence, nothing at all. This has directly to do with what Troy Ave said on the stand. And one of the things that Troy Ave said on the stand, and it was quite clear, is that they basically bum rushed dude. That's one of the things that Troy Ave basically said on the stand, is that they rushed him. Troy Ave literally said he threw the first punch. These are things that was said on stand. So I would assume that the judge would take this into consideration when giving a sentencing, that there's an individual who just got convicted of manslaughter, and at the same time, they gave, remember, this guy's a podcaster. He already said that if anybody tries to run down on him, that he's gonna shoot at them. So he gave fair warning, and then the individuals did the thing that he said he would protect himself from. So I wouldn't be surprised if the judge takes that into consideration, that the individual that got found guilty of this specific crime, they weren't the antagonists, they weren't the catalysts neither. You know, they weren't the individuals that pushed the envelope and caused for the situation to be created. So I wouldn't be surprised if the judge might be a little bit lenient when it comes to the even thinking about giving a max sentence, especially considering that the person that literally said that they threw the first punch is most likely going to get favorable treatment from the district attorney's office in their case, while they're also saying, just so we could be clear, that they're going to ask for 1 year. We don't know if the judge is going to give Troy Ave 1 year, but they're going to be asking for 1 year from the judge. So this judge in this case, with that being said also, no judge is going to say, well, the other judge is only going to give that guy 1 year, so I'm only going to give this guy 2. No judge is doing that either, fam, just so we could be clear. But what I'm saying is that might be taken into consideration, that this individual was not the catalyst. Their actions weren't the their immediate actions weren't the cause of the tragedy. I'm trying to say it. I know what I'm trying to say and shit. I hope I got it across. In any regard, I don't know. What do y'all think? Y'all think, do you think the judge, who seems to be an extremely fair judge, let's just get this clear, do you think the judge is going to decide to throw the book at him? Do you think the judge is going to be understanding? Do you think the judge is going to look at those 700 tweets and 700 Instagram posts and say, well, you didn't throw the first punch, but you created a situation that was going to ultimately cause violence? So we got to see what happened. We got to see how that shake out. Y'all want to talk about Sheff G? Ask a question. I can walk this way. Y'all want to talk about Sheff G? Ask a question. It's a nice day out here in New York City, fam. I'm trying to find a good street to walk up where we got some good sunlight, and obviously I hope to go in the right direction. You think Sheff is gonna cooperate? I think those dudes are past cooperating, fam. I'm gonna say something. All right, so one of the reasons why these artists, okay, so let's look at the Fetty Wap situation, right? And I'm not saying Sheff G is or isn't going to cooperate. Don't get this confused. But I'm saying, no, I'm just talking about this, or I'm gonna have a fair conversation. So let's look at the what's this dude name? Fetty Wap situation real quick. So basically, this is what happened in the Fetty Wap situation. Some dudes went to go do a drug deal in some other state like Montana. They get caught by the feds or the cops or whoever fucking bust them. They get busted. The people asking them questions about whatever the crime is that they was committing, they said Fetty Wap sent us. Right? Listen. They first said Fetty Wap sent them. The police go to deal with Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap comes clean on some of the things that they were doing, not all of them. Okay? That sounds like a situation where the police will work with. That sounds like a situation where the police will work with the artist. The artist wasn't directly involved with the crime that they were doing an arrest on. The situation involving Sheff G, they have him on camera, fam. Allegedly. They don't just have him on camera being involved with a crime, they got him on camera being involved with attempted murder. Now, can they just wave their magical wand and all that shit go away? Absolutely, they could do that. But what I'm saying is, they already got him dead to rights. I don't think there's no real reason that they should even work with him. Because if they have him dead to rights, that means that everybody that they have... Okay, so... the way they used to try these cases was like this. They was just trying to get as many people as possible. So that means that if you the top of the whatever the organization, that means that when they start busting people, you could tell on everybody else, because they're not concerned with getting the people that run the organization. They're just concerned with getting the most arrests as possible so to look good for their numbers. You understand what I'm saying? They're not doing that anymore. Nowadays, they're not counting how big an arrest is based off of how many people, or big a case is based off of how many people they put in prison. They are just averaging it out in a different manner. And in the manner that they're averaging it out now, as you can see what's happening in Atlanta, because this is a national thing, they want the big dogs. They want the people that's in charge of the money. And I think one of the main reasons of this is, remember, a lot of these rappers, they have money, how do you say? They have a big influence, because it's not just how much money they pulling from their bank account, you feel me? They have a big influence on the culture. When you can influence the culture, that means that you can influence the trajectory of how do you say? So, I know what I'm trying to say. So that means that they have a lot of influence. What they want to do is get these people off of the streets that have certain levels of influence that's creating more problems in the actual street. Because by doing that, what they're going to do is, that's the new way that they're showing that they're doing progress and that they're working. They're not showing they're working by how many people they're arresting. They're showing how they're working. They're showing how they're working based off of how much money they're either removing from the situation, like how much money they're removing from the situation. You understand what I'm saying? So when the Sheff G gets locked up, when the Sheff G is removed from the situation, think about how much money they're saying he was putting into the hood. Think about how much money they're saying he was putting in the hood in order to have crimes committed. So that's the thing that they're trying to do. They're not trying to go after the people that's committing all the crimes. They're trying to go after the influence that's that's causing for the crimes to happen. You understand? That's why every time they talk about Sheff G's IG shit say Godfather. That's why every time they talk about him, they mention Godfather this, Godfather that. You understand what I'm saying? It's the notoriety that they're going after. It's the influence that they're going after. They're not just going after, we want to arrest 50 people. They're going after, we want to arrest the people that's in charge. We want to arrest the people of notoriety, of note. Also, with that being said, the dude straight told y'all that. He said they could have arrested between 200 to 300 people, but they only arrested 32. So they have already told you exactly what I'm saying right now. That they weren't interested in how many people they was gonna arrest. It was about the, not the quantity. You understand? So I don't think Sheff G is even gonna get an opportunity to work. Like, I don't think they're gonna ask him to talk. I don't think they're gonna try to convince him to I just don't see it. On some real shit, I just don't see it. I think that he's the bigger fish for them. Who could he give them? You know what I'm saying? The way Sheff G was moving, I think that anybody that they would have want over Sheff G, he might not even have that type of access to or information that could get them caught up. Because he was, let's just be honest, no disrespect. If they're saying that the evidence that they have is the evidence that they have, those dudes was moving with not a care in the world. Like, they was moving like either they didn't care about going to jail, or they just didn't think it was a possibility of something that could happen. You understand? That's how they was moving. There's cameras everywhere in New York City, fam. I don't care what state or city you live in. If you hopping out of cars and shooting up the block, they got you. That's just foolishness. It's too many, dude. Look, I mean, almost every single one of these establishments, by law, I'm pretty sure, has a fucking camera that points out to the street. So they have a law in New York City, I believe it's a law, that if you own a commercial property, I think you have to have like a damn camera that points out towards the street. I'm just telling you facts, man. I believe this is a law. If you own a property in New York City, I'll tell you in a second. If you got a property in New York City, I believe you're supposed to, a commercial property in New York City, I believe you're supposed to have a camera on the front of your business. So if you come into New York City and you shooting the block up, especially if you having a shootout on any street that has a freaking store, fam. If there's a store of any kind on any street that you decide to do crimes on, you on camera. Just don't commit crimes. I don't know what to tell you. I gotta figure something else out. That's why you gotta talk to your local politicians and find out how to get some, and find out how to get some, and find out how to get, and find out how to get some. Oh shit. Oh shit, I think my phone about to die. Hold on. Charging. That shit say 4%. Did this shit run all the way out of charge? I should have went to the damn store and talked to y'all. Let's see if there's a, we're gonna see if we walk past the fucking Starbucks. They got outlets. We're gonna see if we walk past the Starbucks. But let's hope we keep power until we can get to a jump off to do the thing. What the fuck? Get to the what do you call this shit? A Starbucks. In any regard. All right, it say 4%. We gonna see if we gotta get to a Starbucks or something. So yeah, I don't think Sheff G could snitch. Like, I don't think there's a thing he can snitch about, man. I mean, he would have to have a line on some really, like, he'd have to have a line on some people that the police really want, fam. Like, the police have to really want them for this to be a situation where he'll be able to snitch on somebody. So Just something to think about. I just don't think that he's in a situation where he can snitch on anybody. That's it. I'm not saying he would or he wouldn't, just so we could be clear. Yo, we got like 50 people in here. Hit that like button so we can send out some notifications. So I don't know. You feel me? I don't got the slightest idea. Tax sentence is allegedly okay, so I went to the building. The police officer told me shout out to that police officer too. He's super cool. Shout out to all the police officers in that building. They're so nice to me. Even though I think the what do you call her? The DA trying to get them to dislike me or whatever. They got that one lady super, I don't know what her problem is. Anyway, so let's just say 2%. We're gonna go dead in a minute, and then we're gonna have to go back live. I'm gonna go charge the phone up and shit, and then we're gonna go back live. Copy? I gotta find like a Starbucks or some shit. Anybody wanna buy me some coffee? Pull up to the Cash App. Or a sandwich. We could go for both, by the way. You can buy me coffee and a sandwich. Man, this is where this train stop lets out at. So, yeah, so I don't think Sheff G can snitch, man. I think they want him. I think they want him. I don't think Sheff G can snitch, man. That's the thing nowadays. These rappers is doing so much. They talking so disrespectful. They can't wait to have a reason to lock y'all up. They can't wait to have a reason to put y'all in jail. They can't wait to be able to make y'all a notch. I'm just saying what it is, man. You can take it however you want to take it. They can't wait. Think about it. Most of these rappers' biggest hits is basically fuck the police, right? Most of these rappers' biggest hits is about how they don't care about what the courts is talking about. Tell me what a lie. Most of these rappers' biggest hits is about how law don't mean anything. That's these guys' biggest hits, man. What do you think? What do you think is gonna happen when the law get a chance to be able to roll down on these dudes? All types of weirdo shit. I promise you. I don't know if Sheff G I don't know if Sheff G can snitch. I don't think he can, man. I think they want him. I think that's a big component of what people don't be taking into consideration when these dudes be getting arrested. That's a big component, fam. Whether they want them or not. That's a big component. You know, sometimes these dudes do just get caught up and they get caught up with other shit. I think that's what happened with Fetty. I don't think they was after Fetty. Some people think Fetty snitched on the dudes. That's why the dudes snitched on Fetty. That would be wild. Fetty snitched on the dude, so the dude snitched on Fetty, so Fetty snitched back on the dudes. That could have happened. What the fuck do I don't know. That could have happened. I'm 100% sure people believe there's some people that think that happened. That looks like something that's a possibility. Everybody else got caught in a RICO except for Fetty. I don't know what to tell you. But they have this is another thing that they also trying to stop, by the way. Another thing that they're trying to stop is this. They're trying to stop organizations using rappers as scapegoats, and then the rapper go to jail, and the main bosses of the organization they stay free. They trying to end that also. So that's just shit y'all gotta keep in mind when y'all decide y'all want to be a gangster rapper. I want to be a traveling vacation rapper. I want to. I don't want to. Because gangster rappers got to kill and shoot. I want to travel and vacate. I want to be a traveling vacation rap out this bitch. Fuck is you talking about? Pardon me. Let me be that, fam. Traveling vacation rapper. They go Starbucks. All you ever see me wearing is a culottes. Culottes. That's the only thing I ever be wearing is some culottes. Like, yo, this is the traveling vacation rapper, son. Where the margaritas at? With them umbrellas. The traveling vacation rapper. Or the fast food rapper or something. Stop being the I gotta go to jail the first 5 years of my career rapper. Why y'all gotta be that rapper? They be like, yo, what kind of rap is you? I'm that rapper that gotta go to jail in the first 5 years of my career rapper. Just don't be that rapper, fam. I mean, it is what it is, though. And for anybody that say that it wasn't like this, that this shit is brand new, hip hop always been the streets, my nigga. The first, y'all favorite hip hop rappers of yesteryear, I promise you, they was involved with gangs and mobs. I promise you.